Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. This is Charlie Silver. I'm the CEO of Permission.io. I really welcome everybody and appreciate your participation in this AMA. I'm going to choose 6 or 7 questions that we're constantly getting from our community, answer those, and then open up the chat for additional follow up questions. After that, I'm going to ask you a question, and whoever submits the answer the most quickly in the chat will win our giveaway. So the first question comes from a Freaky Jonah. What is this AMA series all about? Great question. It's really, the primary principle is about connecting with our community, which is the most important thing that we're building. It's the beating heart of permission. We're also very determined to be very transparent. We'll be conducting these AMAs on a regular basis, and our community will have the opportunity to ask questions regularly about permission, about myself, the team, our roadmap, and everything. Our goal is to be as transparent as possible. So the next question comes from Rico about permissions competitors. Who are they? And what's the difference between us? Well, the most prominent competitor that we have is Basic Attention Token. However, we're very different in very many ways. By the way, they're a great leader in our industry, in the crypto industry. They were an early player in changing the way people do business on the internet. So I have nothing but admiration for them. However, we have a very, very different approach. They're essentially in the privacy browser business. You download Brave, and it's a browser that allows you to search the internet without collecting of any data. Then they produce ads and show you ads that aren't personal or relevant because there's no data. We're very different. We say data is this valuable asset, you own it, and that the data collected on you should be monetized by you. You're the owner of that data. It has extraordinary value, and we're here to help the individual monetize that data. So it's a very, very different business. BAT collects no data. We're all about using your personal data so you can earn from it. So the next question comes from Safula Khan, who asks, when will my pending balance be moved to my main balance? I have 10,000 ASK in pending. That's a great question. And we apologize if there's been any confusion. Your pending balance will be moved into your wallet after you've completed KYC. Right now, we've rolled out the invite-only KYC process to test and optimize it before we're able to really scale it and roll it out system-wide. But it's here and it's coming. But we have to be able to conduct KYC in order for people to get their ASK from pending to a hot wallet. It will be available very soon. So keep participating, keep earning and shopping. And once you've completed the KYC, then ASK can move from your pending wallet to a wallet where it can be moved elsewhere. So another question comes from Amr Ali, who asks, how much potential is in this project? What is the future plan for this project? Well, that's a great question because our potential is enormous. The whole internet runs on data, on your data, on billions of individuals' data. Permission is all about changing the paradigm from the central authority companies, Google and Facebook and others, that control all of your data, to allowing the individual to be in control. It's the new engagement model for Web 3.0. From big central companies that centralize all the data to billions of individuals being in control of their data. And that applies throughout the internet everywhere, in the e-commerce experience, in advertising. Everything you do on the internet will essentially be in your control, where you control your data. And if somebody wants to transact with you, they're going to ask permission. And you will be able to grant it based on them rewarding you. Instead of advertising, paying Facebook and Google, they're going to pay you. It's a whole new internet experience. It's what Web 3.0 is all about. And there are going to be hundreds and hundreds of companies participating in this new ecosystem. And permission plans on leading the way. So the next question comes from Trungingia, who asks, I've been following this project since 2018. All the permission ideas and realizations are great. Please tell us how you plan on attracting hundreds of millions of users. And that's a great question. That's what our goal is to attract hundreds of millions of users. And it starts today with the core principles that we've made very clear. We've built all the infrastructure and created ASK, the cryptocurrency, to make it all happen. Now it's our goal to get more and more and more participants. We're starting first with e-commerce vendors. We've built plugin so independent e-commerce merchants can offer ASK to their audience. People will see a product video on an independent merchant site that says, watch this and earn ASK. You'll scroll over and say, what's ASK? Oh, the cryptocurrency of permission. Sign up now and get it. So we're going to expand our community by getting more and more, hundreds and then thousands of merchants deploying ASK as a loyalty system and reward mechanism for shopping on their sites. First, we have a plugin for Shopify, and then WooCommerce, Magento, and BigCommerce. Millions and millions of merchants, we're going to make our plugin available so they can offer ASK as a loyalty program and a reward, and for asking permission on their site. That is the core principle and how we build our community. Then combined with, we want to encourage all of you to invite your friends and your families to participate. Everyone needs to recognize the idea of a network effect, that we all benefit by growing the network. The more users of ASK, the more utility it has. The more places you can spend ASK, the more utility. So it's in everybody's interest to expand and grow the network. The next question comes from Bakata 108, who asks, when will we get more choices for shopping? Are there any partnership or plans in the work to expand the marketplace? Well, great question, and I may have just already answered it, which is we're all about getting independent merchants to adopt our plugin, to make millions and millions of products available for purchase with ASK, combined with earning possibilities on all of these partners' sites. And that's how we're going to expand the available products. However, we'd love to hear from you. If there are particular kinds of products you would like to see on the permission store, let us know, and we'll do our best to identify those products and get them into our store. Now, I think I'm opened up. I think I answered the questions that came to us earlier. And I'd like to open it up and hear from you about questions that I can answer. Uh, so let's see what we have here.
Another question about VAT from Olga Ozek. Ask and that looks similar, being limited with Brave. Ask can be implemented on different options. How should we, and the advantages parts of, maybe talk about commission key.
Okay.
How we can
All right, we're getting more questions about BAT. And by the way, I mean, I love that because we're so different from BAT. We're all about, our mission is about helping you earn from your data and your engagement. BAT is only, their big value is they don't collect data. They're purely private. And then they present ads that aren't personal or relevant. We're all about allowing you to use your data to get personal and relevant ads that you volunteer and are compensated to see. It's really, really important to understand the difference. We're building technology that's going to allow you to link to your Facebook account, to your Twitter account, LinkedIn, and then allow you to monetize that data that's been collected. And not just those guys, but any linkable database, credit bureaus, health records, anything that you want to link to, our technology and infrastructure is going to allow you to earn from it. And that's what we're all about, allowing individuals to be their own platform. And BAT is very different. They don't use data. They're all about browsing the internet privately, which is a good thing, but it's very different from what we're doing. Very, very, very different.
Okay. More questions about KYC. All of them basically ask. Let's see here. Let me see. All right.
Just
Is your name your real name? Okay. Tell me if you link the development of crypto and the emergence of COVID-19. Okay. So from Sergei Focusnik, talk about COVID and crypto.
Well, okay, we just got a question from Sergey about COVID-19 and crypto and e-commerce and how that's impacting the economy. Well, first I want to put my heart out for all the people that have been infected and have had health problems and have had a loved one die. My heart goes out to you, and the permission team gives their sympathies. But COVID has had a huge impact on our economy. And again, I feel terrible for the small businesses and the restaurants that have suffered through the lockdowns. But the irony here is that e-commerce is growing, and it's growing faster than ever. Crypto is getting more and more adopters. The fact that people are at home being online more, consuming more online content, and doing more shopping online has accelerated the trend of the growth in e-commerce. In 10 years, I mean, with or without COVID, e-commerce was going to dominate, be 90% of all retail transactions. And COVID has just accelerated that trend. So from a permission point of view, the industry has grown, and COVID has been an accelerator. So it hasn't hurt permission or e-commerce at all. It's actually accelerated its growth and the growth of cryptocurrency adoption.
And the money printing.
And most importantly, which is a great point, is that governments around the world, in the US, in Japan, in China, India, Europe, everywhere, to respond to the crisis is having their central banks double their balance sheets. In the US, printing trillions and trillions of dollars, which makes the case for cryptocurrency, because fiat currency is a political tool, and it has no limits, and it's not finite, and it's not transparent. All of the values that has created the crypto industry. So it's actually, all the COVID repercussions are accelerating adoption. So the next question,
How are users' data being protected?
okay, how are users' data being protected? Well, that's a great question. One, any data that's collected on permission.io that you offer within our profile is cryptographically protected. We have absolutely the best technology in the world that prevents, hacking, and the best security software that exists today. But really what protects individuals' data is that we're going to be linking to data where it already exists. If your credit records exist in a database, we're not collecting it. We're going to be querying it at its point of origination. Same with Twitter data, Facebook data, all of these things, LinkedIn. We're going to be querying the data with the individual's permission. We're going to be querying it at its location. So we're not centrally storing data at all. And that's the best security of all, is having data be decentralized and being able to query it at its origination.
Another good question, this is a funny one, about permission's name. Is this your real name?
Okay,
Because
well,
it's a great name.
a great question about where did we get the name Permission? Well, I have to tell you, in my previous company, I was inspired by a book written in the late 90s by a fellow named Seth Godin called Permission Marketing. If you go to permission.com, you'll see the book. That book inspired a lot of the early internet business models, including a company I built called Real Age, which was a permission marketing company. People would fill out a health questionnaire, give us enormous amount of data. We would tell them what their real age was and how to grow younger, but then we would ask them permission if they would like to receive information about products and services that can help them be healthier and be younger. We would explicitly ask permission, and people would respond yes. And when that engagement happened, the ROI was 10x what it would be under normal circumstances when ads were just presented randomly and ads would just interrupt people. I was an early user of permission marketing. I know the value of how the permission model works, and that's when I got involved in this very deep technology company. I took over as CEO. I said, we're going to build a permission model. We changed our name to Permission. It took me a long time to acquire the domain permission.io. And then one of our team members came up with the brilliant idea of putting our ticker on our crypto ASK. We think we have the best branding in the world. Asking permission is what's going to lead the way to Web 3.0. So the next question. I don't speak English, but I love your token. Well, very soon on our website, we're going to have, I know we're translated in Mandarin and a few other languages, but we're going to have a tool that will allow you, like Google Translate, to translate to any of hundreds of languages around the world. So that feature is coming, and apologies that you have to struggle through English, but the translate feature will be coming hopefully soon. All right, the next question. is, will you be listed on other major exchanges in the future? Well, that's a very important question. I hope everyone understands the regulatory environment, that we cannot talk about bigger exchanges. That's the one thing the regulators really frown upon. But all I can say this is we want to increase the utility and usefulness of ASK. So please answer the question for yourself. Okay, 2 more questions. Let's see what we have here. Well, I'm sorry for anybody. I'm seeing a lot of people saying they're having a hard time hearing me. You know, our technology probably needs to be improved, and the next AMA, I can guarantee you, we will get this technology problem solved. So apologies to anybody who's having difficulty hearing. Okay, next question, please. Okay, well, let me think. When did you think about this project? Well, great question, and I'm going to sum it all up with this project, with this question. I've been inspired from day one by the crypto industry and what crypto represents. It goes back 3 years, and I always, after building my company Real Age as a permission marketing company, I always had the vision of allowing individuals to be sovereign with their data. So this is going back several years. You know, we lived through the crypto winter and the bear market. You know, crypto peaked in January of 2018. And just like the NASDAQ, which I lived through in 1999, which crashed and recovered, crypto's going through the same thing. So I'm totally inspired by this industry and by the notion that individuals should be in charge and own their data and be properly compensated. So I want to thank everybody for participating. I really appreciate your support. We're going to try and do these regularly, and thank you very much. Oh, I was just informed, I'm sorry, that there's a quiz question to allow everybody to win a prize. And the question is, how are we different from BAT? A, Permission.io has a faster browser. B, Permission.io has deep technology that allows for data integration and monetization across multiple platforms. C, Permission.io allows users to be paid for data and creates robust data sets for advertisers. D, both B and C. E, all of the above. Okay, let's see who can win the prize. I want to thank everybody for viewing and participating, and we'll be announcing when we're going to do this again next month. So, thank you very much. Oh, and now we're going to let you know who wins the prize. Okay, everybody, hold on. I know this is a moment of excitement. We're getting lots of responders. We're going to give it 30 more seconds. All right, the answer is D,
both B and C. And the first person to answer it is Tolga Ozek. Congratulations, Tolga. We will be in touch with you and you will get your prize. So, thank you everybody for participating. I'll guarantee you next time we'll get this technical thing nailed down. And I really appreciate you being part of the community. Go out and tell your friends about permission. Tell everybody that the internet is changing. Tell everybody that you can now earn from what you own, which is your data. Have a great day, everybody.